So let's go to work on this top inside page. And from my Provence, I cut an 8 1/4 by 8 1/4 inch square of this purple wood grain. And then I realized that Time to Flourish, March, works really well with this paper collection, with this March Flower Market. So I cut my 8 by 8, scored a 1/2 inch flap on the back and glued it behind this panel. We're going to open this up. And I also found an old Kaisercraft collection. It's called Golden Grove, but any green will work because St. Patrick's Day. This is kind of a fun, and I just die cut my file folder with the Graphic 45 file folder die. And this is going to go right here. And then our March calendar goes in the pocket. I also cut out the March ledger sheet from Time to Flourish. That's cute. This sweet little bird. I'm going to tuck this underneath the sticker. And I just put glue on the bottom, the top, and the side. And then my little ticket will stick in there. So you've got a little ephemera thing going on. And spring greetings. And glue that down. For my 12 by 12, I cut out our same March ledger card. And I put 1/8 inch score tape on the top, bottom, and right hand side. And I just want to break up some of this pattern by gluing that down and then tucking this little card in there. So that finishes up that page. This page, I want to add a border across the top. Oops, upside down is never good. Oh, this has been a Monday, you guys, if you only knew. I had to leave a little space so that it doesn't interfere with the fold. All right, now we're going to come over here and we have to build our border. So we've got this pretty March daffodil stamp. And we've got this pretty March daffodil stamp. And this time I'm doing them horizontally because they don't work the other way. These kind of have to go this direction. So I put this little from the 8 by 8, the top of the morning right there. This kind of ties both pages together. And then I took my piece of my cream, 5 inches by 8 1/2. I scored it at 4. And then from that same Golden Grove collection, I cut out a, this is 4 7/8 by 3 7/8, and on the inside, it's the green. The bottom green is 4 3/8 by 4 7/8, and then I just glued one of our little circles under there as a pull tab. So if you put score tape on the sides and the bottom, this will fit right here. And then you can take your 4 by 6 journal card and stick it in there. So that's a really fun little page. This page is done. Here's our cover. And I don't think we really need to, maybe the only thing I would do here would be to add a border. Yeah, I think a border along this edge would be a good idea. And it fits perfectly, so why not? Let's do it. And now we're ready. Now, if you don't have any of these other papers, look through your stash. It doesn't have to match. It just has to go. You probably have something that you can use that will be just perfect. And it's so satisfying to use up stuff out of your stash. There's just not enough variety in this collection as much as I like it. Even if I bought 2 collections, it would be too repetitive for a folio. There needs to be more variety. So I'm just going to put this inside our top cover. And that completes this section. How fun is that? I really like it. All right, let's work on our pocket. I cut an 8 3/8 by 5 piece of our daffodil paper and tucked it back behind our pocket. And then I have an 8 3/8 by 3 3/4 inch piece of our wood grain paper. I'm going to line our pocket with this. I'm putting the grungy edge sort of down toward the bottom. And then I cut an 8 3/8 inch piece of border from Flower Market, and that's going to go right here. All right, and we'll come back and decorate that up in a bit. All right, we're going to work on this inside flap page on the right. And I have cut from our Botanical Patterns and Solids a 3.5 by 8 1/8 inch piece. And then I had this 4 inch by 8 inch piece left over from when we did the mitered corners on the cover. So I'm going to put this on the left. Don't forget, you don't want to go over your little spine, so line up to the right of that. So that makes a little pocket. This is a little border piece that I cut from that Golden Grove. And I'm going to put this across the top to even out. Oops. Now we're going to make our little folio to go in here. So I've cut a 6 by 6.5 and a 6 by 6 piece of our dark green cardstock. I scored a 1/2 inch flap. I'm going to put our adhesive down the edge. So let's go just over 5 3/4 and just over 5 3/4. Got our daffodil. This is one of my favorite sneaky tricks. I'm just going to cut a couple of 3 inch pieces of this pretty daffodil paper. Glue one down there. the other one down right here. And then we take our daffodil image. Glue it right there. Perfect. And this goes in the pocket. I'm not sure where I left off. I had to go make soup. But here we are. I'll just pick up where I think we are. How's that? I took this die cut ephemera piece, matted it on green, and used my craft knife to cut out the center. Then I found this little piece of border, paper border, and I'm just cutting fishtail banners on the end. And then this is going to, let me take these out. This is going to thread through here. There we go. So I just cut little fishtail banners on the end, and it just slides through. Slide it through before you glue it down. I just, as an afterthought, I wanted to add those little banners. Then I had this little scrap of designer paper with a border piece on the bottom. I trimmed out the corners, matted it on green, punched a hole in the top to make a little tag, and then ran some string through it. So that's going to sit in this cute little pocket. And then this little trio of tags from the 8x8 March papers is also going to go in there. So that is that little cuteness right there. And I think that finishes this up. I don't think we need to do anything else. Forgot to put my magnet down. It should have been under this piece of paper, but I've put it here, and then I've taken this postage stamp. And we're going to glue this really well. So then we take our second magnet, and it goes on the top. And somehow I ended up with all negative magnets in this pack. Go figure. But it's not the end of the world. I just take a bit of score tape, put it down here. These are basic gray large disc magnets. And I've gotten them at Joann's in the past. I don't know if they still carry them, but they are probably my favorites because they're very, very thin and they're very, very strong. Take this little dude down in here. All right. So I want to make sure this is lined up where I want it to be. And then I'm going to press it into place and lift. And see, there's my magnet on this side. So I'm just going to put score tape over the top of it to secure it. And now we'll go back to our regularly scheduled programming. All right, which is right here. All right. This is the left-hand inside flap page, and I cut a 12-inch by 8-inch panel of our patterns and solids paper. And then I want to take, makes this pretty little flap. I'm going to cut this 4 1/4 by, I think 7 7/8. Yes, perfect. All right. And this is from Stamperia Provence. This is the inside back cover of that collection, but you can use, I mean, look in your stash, use what you have. That's how this goes. Okay, I'm going to trim this butterfly border. This is from the 12 by 12 of Flower Market. dress up the top with that. And this is a great spot for a photo. Let's take our optimism tag and put it down here. This is a 4x5 scrap of that Golden Grove left over from lining the other part. And I cropped out the corners with my crocodile. And I'm just going to put this down like a photo mat. All right. And then this flaps open. All right. Take bloom. Let's mat it. And a piece of our purple. So we've got about a 1/2 inch on the sides and the bottom. We're just going to bring in our scoring tool and we're going to score in pockets. Trim them out by cutting right through the section where the horizontal and vertical score lines intersect. And then fold, and so you've got this pretty little pocket with a little bit of a purple border. Trying to tie all the colors together here. So let's glue this down right here. Pretty. And I've got this piece of purple, and this is 5x6, and I'm just going to glue this down. In the center. Let's take, let's take this pretty little piece of the daffodil pattern and let's put it, let's go at the top and make it taller. That's really pretty. And then let's take our small March title, put it down below, like that. Let's go 3.5. 5.5. That can go in here. And then we have our little ephemera card that can go in with that. So that finishes this section off. Okay. So I've cut a 7.5 by 6.5 of my 12x12, and I'm going to glue this down. And then I have an 8.5 by 3 3/4 inch piece of this green botanical. This is from, I think this is from Flower Alphabet. No, I'm sorry, this is from Golden Grove, sorry. And I just scored 1/2 inch flaps and made a little pocket. And this is gonna go right here. And then I have these 2 postcards to go in here. And a 5 by 7 photo mat. And let's dress up the pocket. Yeah, let's dress up the pocket with this border piece. Again, just trying to pull all the different colors in together. And now I have this final page. We are just about finished. So the last paper panel I want you to cut is a 7.5 by 8 1/8. And use what you have in your stash. This is from Provence, Stamperie of Provence. If you have it, use it. If you don't, find another that will work. The main thing you're thinking about doing is creating color palettes that work together. So I'm not pressing that down because I also took a piece of this green botanical and I'm going to score. Let's do it this way. A little, well, more than that. Yeah, so I'm going to score it right there so that I have 1/4 inch all the way around. And I took this last little panel. This piece is 7 by about 5 3/8. It was just a scrap I had on my table. Then I matted this 4 by 6, I don't know, it's just about 6 1/8. It's not even exactly that. And then I matted it onto a cream. And this is going to be a little flip flap that goes right over here. On the left. So I'm just going to put glue down again. And press that in place. Isn't that pretty? It's really cool to see how all these colors work together. And then flip this open. And I had one last little scrap. I'm going to glue this down toward the bottom. I'm going to take this tag that says optimism. And I've just put glue on 3 sides. I'm going to put it right here. I'm going to tuck our New Beginnings tag in there. And then take these 2 little buttons that we punched out. Put one here. Oops. Put one here. Just like this. And let's tuck our postage stamp in under them. So this gives you lots of room, and then you could put a little piece of plain paper behind that, and you can journal there. And I think that's it, y'all. I think that's it. I don't have anything to go up here that I can see unless this fits. How about that? That was just a scrap on my table. It's a border piece. I'm going to put it right here. And that finishes that. That's beautiful. So this is what you see when you open it up. It's a really, really pretty, really pretty little folio. And it will stand up on your desk. And there's the cover. And that completes our March Flower Market Folio tutorial. This was a big one, guys. I might split this into two because it's a lot of video. But anyway, there you go. Thanks for joining me, Kathy Clement, Kathy by Design. If you would give this a like, if you would share it, I'm trying to build my channel. So if you could help me with that, it would be most appreciated. And I tell you, go get your craft on. Bye.